Hello, good evening, and good long overdue welcome to Xbox Tavern's X-Pod Tavern episode, 162nd, who knows, Season 3, Episode 1 of all of the fun and games in Xbox Tavern times. I'm Jamie, and this week I'm joined by the one, the only MPV Graham. Hello, MPV Graham.
Hello.
How are you? Good, hello. Have you missed that dubstep once again? I know I asked this last time we took a break, but have you missed the dubstep?
In the absence, I've learned to tune out terrible music. So I didn't hear a thing because my mind is in another place.
You listened to it, and enjoyed it greatly. That's excellent to hear. We've also got a very rushed and probably going to have to leave it slightly early. Millie Man, wait. No, you must be at 2 million by now. We've been off for like 6 years at this point. Come on, what are we doing?
No, 1.73 ish.
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 Okay, 1.7. Well, at least finally cracked the 1.6, and now you're in another competition, which we can get in 1 week when you've got a bit more time, I'm sure. But yeah, well done. 1.73 million man in here for some wonderful Xbox Tavern. We've been away for a little while. We've all had various skin things. Obviously, I was on holiday. These guys have been busy with family and work and all sorts of stuff. But we're back. Ta-da, Season 3, Episode 1. Season 2 was only one
Swiss bank accounts run out, so
yeah, exactly. I've got to come back and earn some money now, and all these YouTube ducats that keep flying my way, as well as all
these paid reviews he writes.
Yeah, paid shield. I am. That's the only way I can get through the day. Anyway, we're back. We're going to talk about the games we've been playing. A little bit of Gamescom news. Obviously, we're a bit late on that. That was old news, but there's still some interesting stuff there. And if you have a bits on this wonderful Sunday evening, 8 p.m.
Yes.
Oh, look at that double-ish. Within 2 minutes, we've got 2 issues already. We're back. No Scottish for us. He's otherwise engaged this week, but he shall return very shortly, hopefully, as well. Gentlemen, before we get into everything that we usually get to, do you know what I've not done today?
The game.
I've not done it. I nearly did it, and I thought, no, I'll wait. So let's do a quick round of that. Guess the .game. If you're not familiar with Guess the .game, it's like Wordle, but with pictures of video games, and you get 6 guesses, and you have to try and figure out the game. So, gentlemen, we'll have a quick round because obviously Ian hasn't got a great deal of time with us, but I wanted to try and at least do it once before we forget and move on from later in the episode. So, any guesses based on this wonderful first image here? You've got. If you want to play along, go to Guess the .game. This is game 841.
Looks like an old FMV game. That looks like a real hideous FMV waterfall.
It does look particularly low quality. Obviously, the pictures are quite zoomed in, but yeah, it does look low quality and high quality at the same time. It's in terms of, like you said, like it'd have to be some sort of FMV.
That's why I was thinking more Final Fantasy based.
Oh, really?
Well, yeah, because you always know those pixel background things. Looks Final Fantasy.
Okay.
That's just where I went.
Well, there's quite a lot in that series, so that'll probably be a good way to start, because I don't think we're going to get anything off this first image.
Okay, let me go for then.
Fancy.
Who ate the worst one?
Where's special guest Pete winning, do eh?
You right at the top, Joe.
Right at the top, VII.
I missed it. I'll skip part. So I didn't even see it. Sorry. Final Fantasy 8. Is there any chance it's Final Fantasy 8? No. Not even in the series. Okay.
So you've got hearts, sword, and some sort of magic.
That stamina? No, stamina bar.
What's that little very Zelda-y looking thing? Or is that like Dragon Quest or something?
It could be, yeah. I mean, it sort of looks a bit like a jack-o'-lantern, doesn't it? But I don't know if that's any relevance there.
Try Dragon Quest and see where we go on.
Let's try a Dragon Quest. Quest. Oh my god, you can tell I've been pressing all sorts of buttons.
It just went Quest, and then you just zoomed into that mofo.
Let's go. I don't know. 5. Let's go Dragon Quest 5 because I don't know. No.
A
bit of sexy time. I don't know what these are for arms here.
Which bit is sexy to that? The Freddy Krueger claws?
The boob.
I was talking about these guys back here.
About the cleavage and the legs.
What are they? They're
You
like
can see
walking
legs.
necklaces.
Oh, fuck knows.
On the
Could
cleavage day.
it be? Oh, cheeky. Could it be some sort of? I don't know. I'm thinking Soul Reaver. I don't think it's Soul Reaver necessarily, but something along those lines.
That's
Did Soul
like
Reaver have an FMV piece in it?
What's that? Sorry.
Did Soul Reaver have an FMV piece like
I
that?
have no idea.
I played a few of those. I don't remember it being like that.
No, nor do I. But just
for
any better guesses?
the time, I have no idea.
Yeah,
Let's go for the first one. See what happens. 9 RPG and puzzle elements. And who's this?
Well, what other sort of PS2?
Was it PS2 days? Was it?
It said PS2 on the previous one.
Yeah, original platform PS2. Yeah.
So PS2 RPG that looks very sort of JRPG. And if it's not Final Fantasy or Dragon Quest, what other big ones around that time were they? I mean, Jay would have known if it was Blue Dragon or something like that.
Yeah, that was 360 style. That one. Oh, yeah, I mean JRPGs, especially on the PS2, I'm well out. I'm afraid. What about Ian's favorite? It's not your what's it? Legend of Dragoon? Is it, or was that a PS1 game?
Oh, like Ian wouldn't have been able to get that by now.
I would have got that instantly. No chance.
I'm just trying to nudge him in the right direction. You know, see if we can get anything out of him.
No, it wouldn't be Legend of Dragoon.
It looks quite later because the graphics are quite good. A lot of the sort of JRPGs around the PS2 era were still kind of a bit, as you say, Final Fantasy kind of still blocky.
Yeah,
this is like a hybrid with FMVs in. I don't remember many JRPGs with some sort of FMV elements.
The only one I can. It's Leggy Gaia, but I think that was way more better graphics than what I'm seeing now.
I didn't know what you said. So what was it called?
Leggy Gaia, LEGAIA.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, but then the all stuff ones I can think of is that, and then it'd be Dragon Quest or Dark Cloud. They're the other two I can think of.
Yeah,
just try something because we got nothing.
Let's try that one. No.
2000.
I feel like that should be, if we were going to get it, this should be fairly obvious, but
that
means nothing to me.
Dark Cloud?
Oh,
yeah. Dark equals Dark Cloud.
Dark equals Cloud. I have an aneurysm.
What are we saying?
I don't know.
I'm so glad you decided to join us in the end, Ian.
Go 2 because PS1, I imagine, had the first one. So,
right series.
Oh, so it must be the first one.
Don't make me type it again. There we go. Look at that. Ian saved the day. I wouldn't have gotten that in a million years.
2 I could think of that was because then the other JRPG I played is Kingdom Hearts, and it definitely wasn't that.
Right, I need to find out what the full source of the image of this one is. So, what is it going to show me? Where is it? Of course, it doesn't.
Drinking Walt Disney. At least it's what Disney ads.
That seems like a great place. I should probably go there really sometime soon. Anyway, that was Game Dark Cloud number 841. You've got plenty to catch up on if you've not played it by now. Yeah, great game to play each and every day. New puzzles. Kicks over at midnight our time, and then I guess it's on a random time everywhere else in the world. So wherever you listen, go check it out. Wonderful. Right. Thank you for a bit of gaming with me, gentlemen. That means I can put that one down as one I would have got now, because I never would have gotten that in a million years without Ian's help there. So let's get into the show proper, shall we? Now we've done the fun stuff. Let's talk about what we've been playing. Obviously, we've not been here for a while. I imagine everybody's got a list a mile long of stuff they have been playing. Let's just get into maybe 1 or 2 games that we've been playing that we've enjoyed over the last 8-12 weeks, however long it's been since we've done this properly. Ian, I'll let you go first because obviously, like I said, you've got a limited time before you've got to duck out. So is it pick one game out of what you like have been playing lately and tell us all about it?
Cool. So I'll do a special shout out just quickly to Humanity and Anawake 2 DLC. Very fantastic games. DLC kind of does a spin on some of the stories, but in a kind of fun way. It kind of adds some extra side characters that you don't really play as, or you still interact with in the game. And that was really good. I think they're branched on with the story to kind of say, well, maybe they're kind of teasing it to say, is it actually fake and just a made up story, or is it actually part of the game? So they're kind of spinning on that, which is quite cool.
The Remedy verse.
Yeah, standard of them. And the Humanity, because of Humanity, is just brilliant. But the one game I will definitely, the first game I'll go around, special shout out is I'll spend a lot of heavy time in the new World of Warcraft.
I was waiting for it. I had it sort of pre-typed already. World of Warcraft. What's it called?
The War Within.
The War Within. Sorry. Okay.
Yes.
So this is a new expansion for World of Warcraft, right?
Expansion. So the expansion, they've basically announced 3 different expansions, all in one go, to kind of say this is like a trilogy saga of stories. So I'm not sure how quickly they're going to bring out all these expansions, but I imagine they're kind of maybe smalling it down to maybe rather than being like 4 or 5 years a expansion, imagine maybe they're doing 2-3 years an expansion.
Yeah.
So this one obviously brings the level cap up from 70 to 80. I imagine the next 2 being 90 and 100 to bring it back to 100. I think because they did like a level squish. I think expansion pass before that was like 120. And I thought it's getting ridiculous. So they did like an item squish and squished all the levels down. So basically they're going back up again. And all the content kind of gone down a bit. But it's still really good the way they've done it is you can still play some of the actual gameplay content as you're leveling up. So some of the older expansions you can actually still do as you're leveling up. So rather than you actually miss out on a whole expansion pass, all the levels will scale with you. So say, for example, you want to do, say, Lich King expansion pass as one of your characters and play for the whole story of there, you can from level like 10, 20 all the way to the end because the way they've kind of all zones level with you. So that's quite a cool way. So the new expansion pass is actually quite cool. It tells a story of how Dalaran basically implodes, is the best way to put it. And it's obviously a new bad guy, well, bad lady, should we say this time. She destroys Dalaran and basically, wants to take over the world on standards as all bad people want to do. So so that's where we're in a new zone as well, called Kel Alawas. I can't pronounce it very well. Cool Alcaraz. So
Alcaraz, nice.
Alcaraz, yeah. Sounds like Alcaraz, yeah. So a lot of it's all under the world and stuff. It's quite funny. They've obviously a lot of it's to do with spiders. They've actually put an arachnophobia mode as well in the game.
Okay.
So if you're actually scared of spiders, all main mobs are actually giant crabs instead.
Is that much better? Really?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a weird one.
It's still got like 8 legs or 6 legs or something that crawls around the floor. Surely that's part of the bit that you don't like.
Yeah, I know. But they can look like they're definitely like a crab-like, so you don't actually notice any spidery. So it is quite cute in a way, but funny. But obviously, all you think like crabs and like legs and like in spider webs and stuff makes no sense whatsoever. But
another game do that as well. Just
there's been more and more like Grounded did it as well, where you could replace the spiders with. I think they were just like blobs and of something not just equally scary creatures from the sea.
Scorpions.
They Kill It With Fire did it as well, didn't they? Even that's the whole main game.
And Kill It With Fire.
Yeah, they did. Which the main game was burning spiders. I think they changed it to something else. Can't remember what.
How much have you played then?
Pretty much. I played from when it first came out, and then I played pretty much for like maybe 10 to 12 hours straight. I've been dipping in and out of it recently as well before I went away for work.
Yeah,
but I've max leveled already. Just gearing my character up and doing some end game content. Done all the campaign as well. So I've went into the campaign, which you level with. I think I only got to like level 77, so I was doing some of the side content and some of the dungeons to kind of max level. And then now the end game content starts. So you kind of progress, do some of the other dungeons and stuff to kind of get your gear up so you can move on to the next area. And I imagine, I think they kind of people don't want to rush people into it. I think you got like 2-3 weeks of like leveling up your gear and kind of doing some of the side content before the next part of the expansion comes up, which is like they call it season 1. Where all the kind of the raids open up and more of the actually side content opens up and some of the more storylines open up. So they've also added a new race you can play as which is like basically dwarves, urban dwarves, I think they're called.
Urban dwarves.
Earthen.
So it's got a cap on.
Urban dwarves.
Just like parkouring all over the place.
Parkour dwarves. So there's obviously a content for that as well to unlock that race as well. So that's nothing.
Swag
dwarves.
Urban dwarf, nice.
But I'm heavily involved in that. So my good old mage Lavitz his max level, and then he's getting through all the content. And it's a good time to make money as well, because everyone just buys things at highly inflated prices. So you just basically collect loads of gear, and then you sell it on the auction house and make loads of monies.
Fair enough. So you've been you sort of dip in and out as and when the expansions come in, right? You haven't replayed it for a while since the last one. Are you playing it with a group of people, or you do it on your own?
But mostly on my own, but then every now and again I've got a guild who'll say I go, well, so when I come back, I'll play with them and talk to them for a bit and do some of the raids and like dungeons with, and obviously the Mythic Plus, which is kind of like an extra part of the game. But now, so I joined maybe like a month ago to do the before the DLC came out. Kind of wanted to kind of do all the end game content of that kind of previous expansion. So I kind of play through the storyline of that one, do some of the actual end game raid to see what it's all about. Because by then all the raids have come out already, and it's literally just people just playing through to wait for the next expansion pass. So I managed to kind of play for all the extra storylines of what happened in the last game, and obviously the pre-patch as well, which helped to give you kind of content towards a new game as well. Yeah, because obviously kind of ties in between the old game and the new game, which is quite cool.
Very nice. And Graham, you're not interested. You're not going to be dipping back into World of Warcraft at this point, I don't imagine.
It's been so long. I mean, I was there when sort of the Taurans used to tell bad jokes about painting their hooves red or something, hiding in.
Oh, it's still there. Don't worry.
But no, I can't be dealing with urban dwarfs calling me bra everywhere.
Bro, check out this mythic quest, man. It's mad.
Mad things. It's basically all just Gen Z urban dwarfs.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're enjoying it. Obviously, going to keep playing it and do all the season stuff. Recommendation from you, I guess.
100%. Love it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent.
It's toying on my game of the year at the moment. If it's allowed, technically it's an expansion. But it's one of the best I've played so far. I
was going to say, it's probably the size of many full price games, so why not? We'll allow it. We bend the rules over here at Xbox Tavern.
But yeah, definitely one of the best games I've played so far. This one of them. There's a few others I've played, but definitely really enjoyed it. Like it kind of they made the content enough that you're not. I think the last time I played, the last expansion, I felt like I was doing so much content, and I was only like level 74. By the time I went, this is like taking ages. But this way, they've kind of made it way more streamlined of actually noticing what the kind of main quests are and what the side quests are. They kind of push you towards actually doing the main game content and saying, this is a side quest because it's going to do different exclamation mark to show which one is the actual campaign and which one is a side quest. So you can't get lost. And then if you do kind of forget to pick up a quest or do something, all you got to do is load your map up and it says next campaign there, and it gives them icon on your map to say, this is where you need to go to next. Whereas sometimes you just get lost. You're like, okay, I don't know where I'm going now. And then when you have to start Googling where you need to go, that's when it gets a pain in the ass. Yeah. So they've made it really more seamless to actually kind of go through the levels. Like, it didn't feel like a chore to get to 80.
Happy days. That's what we want. We want improvements. You want new gameplay and new excitement. And urban dwarves telling you to they shake your mum.
Go check yourself.
Nice. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much for that, Graham. Let's get into you now quickly. Not into you, or I can do. Who knows?
Nice.
You've been playing another new release that's probably got a fair old world to explore. A game called Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
Fill us in.
You've got it, have you?
Yeah, I've got it. It's so strange seeing the different kind of heat around it. So lots of people sort of really sort of bag on it. It's not as bad as what people are kind of sort of piling on. I mean, I understand some of the criticisms for it. I mean, I don't like the intro there and the videos coming there. They're all kind of part of like the FMV equivalents kind of cutscene pieces. Yeah. They're not the sort of the main kind of graphics. And I see a lot of people pulling up on that. They rarely show a lot of gameplay in these kind of scenes that they're sort of putting out in these reviews and trailers, etc. But there is a lot of different kind of cutscenes that do play a part in it as such. And yeah, it's definitely, it's trying to be way more involved. Like you said, having a sort of female protagonist, that doesn't bother me. It's typical Star Wars. You need to have your little sort of side creature that kind of plays along instead of being a robot. This time you got your little axolotl looking alien thing that does a lot of different actions. And yeah, his dynamic's actually pretty cool. So it's a little pet apart. So he can play the part of it's the equivalent of having like a little robot. Go open that door for me. Go drop that thing on his head. Go trigger an explosion over there. Distract the enemy. You know, it kind of plays a part of your, because the game doesn't sort of seem that way as an outlaw, but there's a lot of different kind of stealth elements to it. And you know, and the trailer's making it look like it's way more gung ho than.
Yeah, they stealth from you. They were like, no,
they bloody did. And I'm not a massive fan of kind of stealth games, and this is put in the biggest sort of mean-spirited stealth as it is. It's saying you're not allowed to be seen, as in if you're seen, back to the start, try again, that kind of nonsense. And after a while, that got super tedious because, well, they've added a lot of stealth elements in. They haven't gone like full stealth with it. They haven't gone sort of like Hitman kind of skill with the stealth, like you can dress up as them to sort of disguise yourself through. And just like they don't do that. It's all you can do is, you know, send your little pet to sort of trigger distractions in other places. There's different shadows to kind of hide in, but other than that, there's no like cone of vision that the enemies look in, so you don't know exactly how far that they can see you. And sometimes they could be right in the distance, and you're just crawling through like one crate to another. And they go, oh, what's that over there? It's like, how the fuck did you see me from all the way over there? And then
what was that noise?
And it gets from one level of meanness to the other level of stupid, where if they catch you and sometimes you like hide into a vent, you can literally be looking right in their face, like poking out in the vent, and they're like almost like, where did they go? So I'm literally looking at you from the vent. And so I was like, are you going to shoot me? And eventually they kind of shot at me, but I was just like literally looking at them from the vent. So I was like, oh, I hate when games do that. It's like, if they see you, they should see you through the vent and try and shoot you through the vent. I don't like it as like a cheap get out of trouble in that way. But
open world, or?
After about 45 minutes to an hour is where it kind of opens up. Because as you say, you're an outlaw. You're part of this scheme to. You're supposed to be like doing this big kind of heist, and it turns out you're breaking someone out, and then you end up trying to get out of there because you got left to fend for yourself. And then you go out and you steal this ship, and this ship's supposed to be what you're trying to do. But in getting out, you get shot at and it gets damaged. So you end up on this planet. You have to try and fix up the ship to sort of get back into orbit again. And so you spend a lot of time on that first planet getting your speeder up to spuff, repairing your ship and doing side missions. There's different factions involved, and there's lots of different side bits you can do. So it's like a minor open world on that first planet. It's quite big, but you're limited to certain things that you can do because you can't go into any faction areas because there's 3 factions plus the Empire as well. If you go into their areas and they don't like you, they start opening fire at you as soon as you go into their area. And if you go into one of the cities and then go into slightly the wrong area, that hey, you're not allowed in here. And so it's like, okay, so you're quite limited to where you go unless you do sort of little side quests to sort of get your reputation up with the faction. But most of those side quests it makes you happy with them, but it makes you unhappy with them. So you kind of have to pick a side and stick to it because more side things you do to make them happy make someone else unhappy. So you can go in their areas, but you can't go in the other 2 areas. And it's not like the others where you keep trying to keep all of them sweet so you can reap all the benefits. So I like it so you can't just cream off the top of be friendly with all of them because they're saying, oh, if you'll keep doing things for them, I don't like you because we're we're their enemies. So I get it. But it's just kind of like, what am I missing out on if I'm not friendly with them? And sometimes they give you an in. There's like a little mission where it says, if you do this, we will start giving you some more jobs, and you can build give you a chance to sort of switch sides if you want to, so you can sort of build up reputation with someone else and get rid of the reputation you've got with the other side. But it's like there's no good side. It's like they're all pretty horrible, evil kind of factions. They do sort of mean-spirited things to the other sides, so it doesn't really kind of matter too much. One slightly tries to be a bit more nicer than the others on the first planet, and when you go to another planet, there's slightly different factions. There might be a completely new one on. So it's like, oh, you have to do all this all over again, play this little game. But it's once you're off that first planet, it opens up a little bit more. You have to build a team up of people to do a bigger heist. And so you have to find different people to join your team, and they're in different planets, so you can go to different areas. And so you can fly that ship to go to different planets and play it in whichever order you want to do it in. So there is some freedom, but it's kind of, I'd say it's like a slightly restricted sort of open world, but I'm not. I know people saying it's the first open world Star Wars game. I was like, no, Knights of the Old Republic kind of was pretty open world as well. You could kind of go where you wanted to in that one, but it's not super restrictive. I'd say it's quite similar to the Jedi Outcast kind of games as well. Their Fallen Order and those. It has the same kind of. They've ripped exactly the same kind of cutscene, where you go through the skinny gap and he turns sideways and the game sort of loads
the little side shuffle, to go through.
The little 8-second loading bit. That's in there a few times as well. But
does it kind of mess up the gameplay, or is it quite like seamless?
No. It's kind of seamless. They tried to pretend everything was kind of seamless. So it was almost like it saying, this is what we can do, Starfield, that you can't. So you're flying in orbit, and when you go to go close to the planet, it goes, do you want to land on this planet? You say yes. And rather than it going into a cutscene, it just has you zooming into the planet, and then you're going through the atmosphere, and
that's quite good.
Going in and just sort of landing into the actual building, and that sort of it's like a full scene, and you just get out of the ship, and then just like there. So pretending like the whole thing's kind of a seamless move. So it's got quite nice bits, but it doesn't like quick resume very much. It's almost like semi-live service thing. And whenever I've paused it and sort of finished for the day and come back into it, it's just sort of you disconnect from the server and it comes up with an error message, and it won't let you press the button to sort of resume it again. That's happened to me quite a few times.
There's no co-op or online elements, though, is there?
I don't think so, but I think there's connected to the Ubisoft server, and so it gets a bit in its knickers in a twist trying to sort of quick resume it. I was like, the same thing. So if it doesn't do it, just don't add it. Don't have quick resume on it. Just let the game crash out, so you can just start from the beginning. But it quick saves a lot, and you can do your other saves. So it's not like you lose your progression. It's just annoying that when you go back into the game, it craps out, so you have to quit it out anyway and reload the game up. But that's a minor inconvenience. But I mean, there's different. There's platforming elements to it too. Slightly little, not puzzle elements, like very basic. If you have to send your little creature to open up events, so you could shoot your electric to turn off a force field so you can get to the next bit, and there's a bit of climbing, a bit of timing on jumping on different platforms. There's a little bit of that.
What's the combat like? I was about to say melee and gunplay, because I saw in the trailer punch someone. Is that?
Yeah. So obviously because of the stealth elements, but if you go behind someone, there's a trigger button for sort of knocking them out, kind of thing. So you can do that. But there is different kind of gunplays. You start off with your blaster that just does normal attacks. You can pick up an ion bit which stuns them, so you can knock them out with melee, and it's better against the robots. It causes them to explode. And as I think the new addition they've tried to do is that as you progress, you meet new people, and they've got unlockable traits. So if you do, it says use your little character to distract an enemy 3 times, and whilst you knock them out. And if you do that, you can unlock a new little feature. And one of them, what recently I just done, was with the mercenary, that if you kill someone, kill so many stormtroopers with a bigger weapon, you can basically pick up some of their bigger heavy weapons and start using those. They've got limited bullets, but it's like a minigun with a force field, so you can sort of mow people down. You can basically pick those weapons up, whereas before you couldn't. So it's just you have to earn your upgrades. You have to complete little mini objectives to get an upgrade to your character's performance. Okay. So
it's not like a skill tree based in, or
no, you don't level up or get points that way. The only way you level up is by hitting these little mini objectives. And one of them is use your little character to distract an enemy and then knock them out. And if you do that 6 times, then basically they can distract 2 people at the same time. So it's you can get slightly different advantages that way. Yeah. And if you do certain other things, I think you unlock a secret door in a few attempts. You can get a smoke bomb and those kind of things. So you have to earn your upgrades that way by doing mini objectives. It kind of forces you to play the game and use all the different features in there to get better upgrades, which is quite cool. But yeah, I'm kind of enjoying it. I don't get the amount of hate for it. Graphically, it does seem like it hasn't kicked on from Fallen Order. It seems about on par with that. I mean, people are saying it's sort of really oldish style graphics. I think for the amount of content that's on there, they're okay. They're passable. But they're not sort of groundbreaking. I mean, some of the cutscenes look quite decent, and the voice acting and everything else is quite good. It's just the storylines average. I wouldn't say it's terrible, but it's not
I think as long as the gameplay's fun, that's the main thing, really. Surely.
Yeah, and it's all right. It's just those stealth elements. There's a lot of it in there, and it's just not done amazingly. It's like if you're going to put a load of them in there, you kind of need a little bit of help where you need to know where they're looking or where they're helping, because the only thing you can do is your little creature has got like almost like a little spidey sense. Yeah, you can only use like every 5 seconds. Like it does a pulse, so you can see enemies through the walls or where exactly they are. But there's not like a mini map, so you can see where every enemy is on the map. So you could be just going right around the corner. It's like, oh, they're right in front of you. Now they've seen me, so I've got to get in a gunfight, or you've got to sort of reload and restart again if there is no chance of it. Because some of them, it doesn't matter. If you get caught, it just means you've got to gunfight your way through to sort of steamroll your way through it. And you can do that sometimes, but a lot of those, you need to be get out without being unseen. And those are the bits I hate the most.
Yeah. I was going to say, the other ones, Graham's like, oh no, I've been caught.
I do try just to make use of the little characters sort of blow up different sort of detonations and drop things, and sort of, just because it sort of takes ages. If you have to get into a gunplay, they just keep regenerating enemies over and over and over again. So you just have to try to run to the exit to sort of get out through it. So you can't just sort of have a gunfight, kill them all, and then just move on. It doesn't work that way. They just get more and more steam, especially in the Empire. The more you kill them, you get like a higher wanted level. They've sent the death march of people after you, and you could try to fight them with a blaster. It's like they take like 20 odd hits. It's just not worth it to sort of fight these kind of things. So it's not always best to go kind of gung ho on those bits. But it just everything in there seems to annoy the other faction. Some of the map is like cut off into areas that they own. So if you solo creep in their areas, you're trespassing on their bit. Your reputation of them's gone down. Everything just makes the reputation go down. It's like, sort of you have to really sort of try to get the reputation up, but it kind of detracts from the main missions. So you have to do a lot of the sort of faction quests to try and get your reputation back up, so you can go into their areas without being sort of shot at every time. But yeah, they've got their own little weird mini games in there as well, like little racehorsing. There's a little card game in there as well. And there's like little mini cheats you can do. If you find like a certain tablet, you can see that the next horse race is going to be fixed. It says the heaviest one's definitely going to win next time. So you can get like a cheap bet to sort of put on there to get some money back. To sort of, it won't let you like put all your money on to sort of completely rinse the game, but like a maximum bet. It's not a lot, but it's just like you can do those kind of things to get some cheap money back.
Like a true outlaw, eh?
Exactly. I can see it's what I'm trying to do. And with the bandit, when you're playing the card game, you can send your little creature on. You have to hit a quick time event to try and see other people's cards to see what they get, to see if you need to beat their hand and things like that. So there's a little kind of neat little games like that. So I'd say I'm all right with it. Considering there's a lot of stealth things, I would say it's an all right kind of decent kind of game.
Yeah. Nice. And you're reviewing it for xboxtime.com.
I am.
So we should look forward to.
I saw other people saying it was quite nice, sort of a positive thing on it, and they got absolutely cream pie and saying that they got paid to view it responsibly. So look forward to that if people start jumping on me putting any positive spin on it whatsoever.
Exactly. No, only Jamie gets paid in the review.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you can write all the positive stuff you like as long as I get paid.
I might sneak that in there somewhere. I have to review this positively so the boss can go to Florida.
Go back to Florida. Yeah. It's been weeks. I tell you, weeks. Nice. So we'll get our review. I've not really read or looked at too much. I did see some people, like you're saying, whinging about one thing or another. Who knows? But I had a quick go at it because my wife saw it on the Xbox dashboard and she's like, Star Wars. So I loaded it up. I did like the opening cutscene and I walked around the little cafeteria where you start, and it looked all right. Will I ever get to it? Who knows? Maybe at some point. I do like Ubisoft's like open world type things, and it's by the same people I think who did like they did the Division and the recent Avatar game and stuff like that, which I really enjoyed. So I'm more inclined to at least check it out, but just finding the time more than anything. But yeah, so I look forward to seeing your final verdict on it very, very soon indeed.
Yes.
Ian, have you got time for one more before we got to shoot, or do you need to duck out?
I got one more.
Go on in. Give us one more game before, and then I can waffle on about, and I can tell Graham all about the exciting things I've been playing, and you get to escape that wonderful privilege.
Well, I guess one more game I could say is I went back to a pretty much old school game, and that is Final Fantasy 15.
So why Final Fantasy 15?
Well, 15's like, well, it's 16 now, which is out on the PS Station. 15 came out in 2016. 2016.
I've got trailers here from 7 and 8 years ago.
Yeah, it's the 4 boys that are pretty much on the stag do for the whole game.
Oh, okay, yeah. I couldn't get
stag do road trip.
Little teleporting nonce, as with the bowl cup bouncing around onto the cliff edges, and I couldn't be doing all of that one.
Oh no, it's a brilliant game. So basically, they had loads of basic DLCs that came along with the game afterwards that kind of branched on some of the stories, because it was quite annoying during the game. Like, it'll play like halfway through a chapter, and then all of a sudden, you like move like maybe a month, like not a month, like a couple hours later, and one of the guys disappeared. You're like, why's that guy disappeared? And then the base of the DLC explained why some of those characters disappeared and what was going on with those characters at the time. Like, there's one bit where one of the guys are kind of I give spoilers because it's a bloody ages game.
I think the limitation is up now.
Basically becomes blind. I'm like, why the fuck does it become blind? They don't really explain it well in the game, but then they'll see in the DLC they explain how it became blind all of a sudden. So it's kind of cool in that way. So regards to some of the DLCs, and also explains why one of the bad guys becomes really main bad guy becomes bad. Basically, it's basically because his love of his life died. Standard protocol, got killed, and then he'd be like, "I'm going to take over the world and kill everyone."
Yep, he's got seek vengeance upon everybody now because somebody he loved died.
Yeah. So yeah, kind of that was quite cool. So I kind of went back to doing all those DLCs because there's like 4 or 5 DLCs along with the Commanders mode as well, which is a kind of like a branching off side story where you kind of create your own character and you kind of help the main guys and stuff do kind of certain quests, but mainly it's loads and loads of side quests you do. So a lot of it's to do with kind of like gearing up, and you'll kind of get certain better weapons by going through different levels, and you're basically repowering the world because when all the power dies, basically you're kind of collecting loads of energy by defeating loads of mobs and monsters to kind of repower the world. Standard weird games logic. So really kind of cool that way. So you kind of I did like the Commanders mode because that was a lot of fun because obviously you create your account. It's up to 4 players as well, so you can kind of play with friends and stuff. So I had a few people online that I knew were playing it as well, so I kind of joined them and played with them. And it's quite cool. Obviously, if you can't, you can play with AI. It's up to 4. It's the 3 characters are basically AI whilst they fight you. Yeah. But usually they're quite useless, and you're pretty much doing all the damage. But then there were a few of you, like there's 2 of us mainly, were doing it, and 1 AI there. I was pretty useless, but the 3 of us were doing quite cool damage and defeating some of the harder bosses. Quite fun to do. So it's quite kind of intense storyline as well. Kind of if you forget about what the storyline is, I'd kind of replay the kind of the ending bit afterwards, just to kind of remind myself, what the fuck's going on? Why the fuck is this happening? But then they do kind of every time you start one of the DLCs, it kind of gives you the branching story of what happened before the DLC started. So like you're in this chapter here, this is what you do, and then you kind of play through it, and then it kind of goes, oh, now continue from chapter this once you finish the DLC. I think apparently in the main game as well, when all of them came out, because obviously I played it before the DLCs, it does say to you, if you want to, maybe play this DLC first before you carry on the main game. So that's quite cool in a way. Kind of it forces you, maybe you want to play the DLC to find out what the fuck's going on, which would have been quite useful at the time when I first played it.
Sort of fills in the gaps a little bit better for people who come to it.
Yeah, way more. Way fills in the gap way more because like one guy just disappears because he's pissed off, and like why the fuck's he pissed off? Why has he disappeared? Kind of explains it again. Like why is one guy blind all of a sudden? Like, explains it. Why has this one guy got so much power now? Explains it. Why is this guy evil? That explains it. So it kind of all ties it all in really well together. So it's quite fun kind of doing all through the DLC then and kind of tying it all with the storylines and branching stories that I do. And also helped my, of course, the glorious competition. So I kind of thought kills 2 birds with 1 stone.
I was going to ask. My next question was: I'm assuming you looked at this because it was a good Chivo score or whatever.
Yes, it was. Yes.
Yeah.
So,
naturally,
the DLC is a bit difficult. So there's a few of the difficulty achievements, and obviously a lot of time DLCs are quite inflated score because it adds to the score, but not many people play it. So I managed to get quite a cheap copy online as well, so that really helped as well. So
nice. Fair enough. So a bit of Chivos, bit of a DLC infill, and a bit of rule in the world because your missus died or whatever it was. Is
pretty much standard. Yeah, it's like she died. No, and then my brother's an asshole as well. I was like, okay,
2 birds with 1 stone with that one.
Yeah, pretty much. So
fair enough.
Not much else to say about it, but just like I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think anyone played the Final Fantasies before, if they do enjoy Final Fantasy, go back and play it and play the DLCs because
I assume it's backwards compatible because it is an Xbox One game, wasn't it? So
yeah,
it must be.
Xbox One, Xbox Series X works on both.
Yeah, nice. Happy days.
Would you call Xbox One Xbox backwards compatible now? Sure, that's
the sort of cross-gen. I don't know. It's all a bit weird, isn't it? It's all a bit of a bizarre way of.
There, Jay. Might end up cancelling.
It wants to cross his sword with.
All a bit strange. Very nice indeed. Well, while you're still here, Ian, I'm going to start. Feel free to just go when you need to. I'm going to start off with one which I know you'll appreciate. A game where the entire point is to talk to people. Yes, baby. God. Bit of Dustborn. So this is like a single player like narrative adventure in the style of like
I think I've seen
the Telltale games, like the Walking Dead and stuff like that. You play as this girl here called Pax, and you're sort of like post-apocalyptic.
It's like ultra woke or things, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to get into that because there's a lot of people out there who decided that because it's got women and gay people and trans people and all sorts that it's the worst game in the world. It's not. It's a little bit heavy-handed at times, but it's just a story about a bunch of characters really, which is like every other story in the world. So you play as Pax and you're with this group of people who are going from I forget where they start, like the west coast of America, all the way up to Canada to deliver this thing that they've stolen from this big bad corporation. And along the way, you meet various other characters. You get into scraps. You solve problems, help people with issues. You go back to Pax's home, and you have to. It's all sort of under like a weird, like mystical, like otherworldly control. Everybody seems a bit weird. And you have to try and figure out what's going on, stuff like that. And gameplay consists of walking around, having a chat, making a few dialogue choices, having a few more chats, occasionally a bit of combat. And it's the combat's sort of hack and slash. I've only done a few fights in the main game so far, but in the demo I did a few more involved ones. And it's just enemies coming at you. You sort of tap X to do some combos. You build up a power meter, which allows you to do sort of special moves. Because one of the main hooks of the game is that words have power. So. Let me explain.
That's literally Jay wants to talk to everyone. Let me talk to you.
That's literally what they say. The word. So the characters you play as, especially Pax, are called anomals, and basically they're sort of superhumans, but their powers come out as certain words, or at least Pax's do. So if she gets really angry, she can shout at someone to stop, and it sort of freezes them in place, or she can shout push, and it will shove them backwards, stuff like that. And so you build that up in the combat, and then you unleash whatever one you need to do. You unlock more by collecting various collectibles around the levels and stuff. I've only got a couple so far because I'm still fairly early on. And yeah, so hack and slash, a few power moves as and when you build it up, and you can team up with your
guitar here by looks of it as well.
Yeah,
that's another little mini game because the ruse of their travel is while they're trying to get through like all the checkpoints of the bad guys, and that they're pretending they're a traveling band, and so occasionally you do like a little like Guitar Hero thing, like you saw where the buttons come up and you have to sort of hit it in time with the rhythm to play the song. It's not the hardest thing in the world. I don't really think it matters if you miss too much either. But the songs are decent enough. Although again, a lot of people seem to have issues with them because they're all about we're down with the man, and I'm saying about all this bullshit. It's like just enjoy the game, chill out, relax.
It just said trigger, it's a block or trigger.
Block or trigger. There's a lot of triggering going on, it seems. And yeah, it's just like a traveling adventure. Like I said, sort of like The Walking Dead. It's how it plays. There's lots of dialogue choices to make relationships with the characters, whether you're on their side or against them or upset them, blah blah blah. And I'm only probably like 3 or 4 hours in at this point, but I'm enjoying it. It's not anywhere near as upsetting as a lot of people seem to make out it is. I quite enjoyed the demo. The combat is a bit hit and miss. Like it probably could be a little bit more fleshed out, but then the whole point really is the story and the traveling and the exploration and the characters rather than the combat itself. You can actually turn on after a couple of fights, you can turn on a mode where basically it almost all but eliminates the combat, or at least eliminates the challenge. So you can effectively skip the combat, so you don't even have to do that, which is nice. And yeah, it's a good game. I've been playing it on Steam, and it looks very nice on my lovely little laptop here. And yeah, AJ reviewed it, he gave it 7. He had similar sort of qualms, like the combat he said he wasn't a big fan of, but he really enjoyed the bits where you actually got to explore and solve mysteries and chat to the people and develop the actual relationships instead of rather than the actual action moments of it. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing some more when I get a chance. So I've been a bit distracted with some other stuff this week, which we'll get to this week / next week. But yeah, recommend it. But again, especially if you like The Walking Dead and stuff like that, it's got a heavy elements of that.
That's quite cool.
So yeah, go check that bad boy out right now. And again, check out AJ's review on xboxtavern.com. I knew you'd enjoy that one. I'm glad you were still around for the conversations.
And you can find a game where the combat is talking.
Words give me powers.
Words are power. Words are power. They've all got different powers. Like one of her friends, Sai, the girl in the trailer with like the vitiligo, she's really strong when she gets angry, like the Hulk, I guess. And she can like lift up buses or launch enemies, miles. And so they all got different powers they can use in combat and out of combat as well. And sometimes it pays to use them in the conversations, and sometimes it doesn't, and vice versa with the combat as well. But yeah, good game. I'm enjoying it much. It come out while I was away. I was a bit disappointed because I really wanted to play it when it came out, but I got to it in the end, and I'm enjoying it so far. Graham, let's go back to you then, shall we? Because you've still got some stuff on your list here. I'll tell you what. Tell me about this Hidden Through Time 2, because I played the sort of base game, but I haven't played this DLC / spin-off, I guess it is, of what this is.
I thought it was the same kind of standalone kind of game. I didn't know it was a spin-off.
Yeah, well, I reviewed Hidden Through Time 2.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the subtitle, but then obviously we've got this one, which I wasn't sure whether it's DLC or not, but obviously not because you're playing it, I assume. So how is it?
Yeah, it's good. I was hoping it is what it was, and that's like almost like a virtual Where's Wally kind of style game. It kind of gives you a list of things at the bottom that you need to try and find on the map, and then you have to sort of hunt through it on the screen and then click on it to circle the things that you need to look for. And it gives you a tiny sort of subtle hint of where it might be, saying, "Oh, it looks like they've left food out on the table. This is kind of." I can't wait till they run away so I can eat the food. So you can see food nearby. There's going to be this like raccoon little character that's going to be nearby there. And it's not as straightforward as just like finding it on a map. There's sometimes, as you see on the screen there, this sort of, if there's like a cart, you can click into the cart to zoom into it to open up different floors on different levels. So you can open up wardrobes or cupboards, and there could be like different things hidden in there. And there's also sometimes there's different times of the day, so you have to switch to a different time of day to be able to find certain other objects that can only be found at nighttime instead of daytime. And it is what it is. You kind of trying to find different things, and my kids love playing it along with me to try and help find the different things.
It's like a glorified Where's Wally.
Kind of, yeah. I thought because it has a little question mark at the top left, that there was like a hint mode, because there was like on some of the levels it was just really stumping. It was taking me like a good sort of 15 minutes to find the last bloody thing. I was like, maybe there's a hint thing that's that can just steer around you like to get to it. Oh no, if you can't find it, you're on your own. There's no quick hint thing. You have to keep going until you find it. You're not restricted, and once you found enough, you can just skip to the next level anyway. Yeah. But it's there. It's there. It's like that last little thing. Like, I'm going to find that fucking thing, and it's the last thing I do.
Does it still give you a clue when you hover over the items at the bottom?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it says like a very vague hint then it where.
Very, very vague hint. And some of them were worse than the others. But there was some of them were just really mean-spirited and really sort of tucked away to try and find them. But it's fine. We've done about sort of 13 odd levels, and they've even got a create your own area as well, where you can use all the different sprites and bits in there to try and do your own you can create your own little map to sort of search and find things. That's quite cool to sort of make it for you. Like I can try and do one for the kids to try and do little fun things for them. So it's just a neat little kind of fun game. It's not extremely difficult or hard to get a head around it. You can zoom in, zoom out, scroll through the kind of screen to find what you need to find, and there's no punishment for clicking on the wrong thing. Sometimes the little sprites of animations, when you click on them, like a little person would like jump, like going ooh, if you could find them or anything. Yeah. So
see you later, bitches. I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
Bye, Ian.
Bye. But yeah. I mean, I assume that was similar to the first one or the one you were playing as well?
Yeah, basically, yeah, the same. Like you said, the level editor, the 2 times a day. Excuse me, the very vague hints on the bottom of the screen and stuff like that. Yeah, I think there was 4 zones in the one we did, and each one had a couple of levels in it.
Yeah, that's what.
And we got stuck on one of them. There was like one item left we had to find, and fuck me, the vague clue. I can't remember what it was now, but I don't think I ever found it because it was just impossible.
It needs that bit to say like your give up button, so it's like fine and sort of maybe there's like you don't get an achievement for doing it, but Jesus, just to put you out of your misery stuff. Where this so you can move on with your life. It's almost like it's like a last piece of the puzzle. You just can't find that bloody thing. You're just leaving it unfinished. So
they're quite well hidden as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
like just ever so slightly sticking out of a bush or behind a box or a building or something.
It's like you swear you clicked on that thing to open it up and it didn't open up the first time. It's like it was in the shed, in a box. I was like, I've never thought that would open up. It's like,
Yeah. Quite enjoyable, like you said. To get my girls like playing it as well, so they're all like watching different parts of the screen.
Yeah. So it's fun to play with other people. It's like a fun. Like I enjoyed the Where's Wally books as well. So so I thought that'd bring back a bit of nostalgia, and it did. They're quite fun to play. But if you can't find one fucking thing, it drives you mental, and then you will say, "I've had enough of this. It's making me annoyed."
I've done enough to move on now. Let's just fucking move on. I'll come back.
So it's a cool pick up and play if you want to have a little set, and some fun things for the kids to join in with.
Yeah, nice. It's I think the only thing I would have preferred is if it supported like mouse control, because dragging that cursor around makes well, especially when you can't find that last one. Oh, for fuck's sake, I would drag this bastard cursor around.
Yeah.
Trying to scroll around the screen and changing.
It's not the end of the world, but I know what you mean.
It's not the end of the world, but it would be just that bit snappier with a touch screen or with a mouse. But nice, excellent. Well, I look forward to seeing more thoughts on that at some point soon as well.
Yes, I'll be having them both ready soon.
Nice, excellent. Right, so now Ian's gone. So you, I'm afraid, get bombarded with not 1 but 2 first-person shooters, which I know you're a big fan of.
I'm just not good at it. It's not like I'm not a fan of. It's cool. Blocks I'm definitely not a fan of, but I mean,
Well, I'll keep it both of them pretty short because I didn't play a tremendous amount of them, but I would like to just mention them very quickly. So the first one I'll get into is Splitgate 2. They had a beta or an alpha or whatever it was that the other day. Again, while I was on holiday, they had like a press preview of it, which could have attended to, but unfortunately, I was away, so I wasn't able to. Let me just load up the thing. Basically, the gist of it is it's Halo, but with Portal.
Yeah, I think I remember you saying it for the first one that you were playing.
Yeah, the first one I really, really enjoyed. I spent a lot of time playing it when I sort of discovered it, but then it kind of fell off a cliff because A, people were getting too good at it, and B, they sort of stopped supporting it so they could start working on this one. I think it's still available to like play as and when on your Xbox or PC or whatever you want, but now their focus is this second one here. And so what they've done, main changes as far as I could see anyway, was it feels a lot faster. Like the maps, from what I remember on the first Splitgate, were quite big, whereas this is they felt a lot more condensed, and they seem to be focusing more on like objective based modes rather than team deathmatch. I did play a couple of team deathmatch games, but mostly it was like not captured flag, King of the Hill type thing. So you capture different points around the maps, and as you capture one, it will move somewhere else. And it's 4v4, which I believe, again, the first game had free-for-all, but I think it was 5v5 as well, if I remember rightly. But the actual flow of the gameplay is just as good. Lots of fun, really fast-paced. Like I said, using the portals is quite easy and tricky at the same time. They made it a bit smoother this time. So when you place one on a surface that you can place it on, because you can only put it on certain surfaces, if someone else has got their portal there, it will just budge it over. So rather than in the old game where you could just overwrite everybody's portals left, right, and center, it will just make room for 2 of them. And then if someone else fires one, then it will overwrite it. But at least, if there's space, you can put your portal down without issue now. You can use your portals and you can see through your portals, but you can also use the enemy's portals, but you can't see through theirs, and that takes a little bit getting used to.
Where you end up, you mean?
Yeah, you don't know where you end up, and because you can see through your portal, you can also shoot through it. So if I put my portal down, I can see enemies and I can fire through, and they can't see where I am. So then they're either blind firing or basically shit out of luck unless they come through and find me. And the same obviously goes the other way. The amount of times I was trying to capture an objective and there's a portal behind me, and I knew they were there, and I was just like blind firing, and but they could obviously see where I was, and I couldn't see where they were. So they, ducking around my shots. Not that I'm a very good shot anyway. But yeah, lots of fun. There was like 3 or 4 maps I think in the beta that I played. Some were better than others. I don't remember any of the names because I don't really pay attention to the map names. But this one on the trailer now actually was probably my favorite. It had a good mix of like levels, and like I said, it wasn't too big, but lots of tight little corridors to get to the main central area. And yeah, it was just great fun really. Like I don't know when they're planning a full release. They said next year at some point, but I don't think we've got any more information than that. But it's definitely something that when it does come out like fully, I'll be playing again, because it's something that doesn't require too much of a skill at the moment, because you die, respawn times are fairly quick, and also when you do die, it's as it counts down. If one of your teammates kills an enemy, it takes off, I think it's 3 seconds. So as long as your teammates are still playing, you can come back a little bit faster. It does mean that if all 4 of you are dead, you just have to sit there for like 10 seconds. But that didn't happen too much. But yeah, is this something that's sort of appealing to you as you're watching this trailer and I'm waffling on about it?
Yeah. I was hoping that you could do like a portal as like a death trap. So you put the portal like a cliff edge. So if they try and run through your portal, they end up falling off a cliff. But I can't imagine there's sort of any dead zones in there that you can try that with.
No. Again, because you can only put it on certain surfaces as well. They're all within the play zone. So yeah, I get that would be quite a good way to troll people. But yeah, not in this as it stands, unfortunately. Although again, you can lure them in by waiting the other side of it, and they can't see you. They come through and then bang.
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, is there sort of abilities of the characters as well, or is there sort of different types of names or different name characters?
Yeah, so there's 3 in the beta anyway. Alpha, sorry. There was 3 teams, each with I think 2 characters, maybe 3 characters. I can't remember now. And the characters themselves didn't really differentiate. They come with sort of set base. Like loadouts, weaponry. But you could change each person's loadout to what you wanted.
There is
anyway.
No sort of stronger benefit picking one over the other. They all have the same
abilities. No, they do have sort of passive abilities, and I forget the names of the teams and stuff. But the first team sort of gives everybody like hang on, sorry, that's the wrong button. Passive, like faster healing. The second one, I think, gives you faster, like main power recharge, and then the third one must give you more ammo or something like that. And then each character's got certain special abilities. Like one of them gives you a health boost and a speed boost. Another one puts down that big shield, and then the third one, I think, drops more ammo or something like that. I forget exactly because it's been a few weeks since I played it now, but. Yeah, I very much enjoyed it. Definitely gonna be playing some more when it comes out, and I don't know how many more teams or loadouts, etc. they'll be adding, but I look forward to seeing what they bring to the table, and I think it'd be a good fun game for us all to get together again. At the minute it's only 4v4, but who knows if they'll up it to what it used to be, or even make a sort of big team battle equivalent, maybe. Who knows?
Variations to do different ones.
Yeah,
3v4, like give it options so you can play the different ones.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed my time with the alpha. Again, it was only on for a weekend. And the last time I tried to play it, I sort of logged in. I think I must have missed it by about half hour. When I checked the time, I was like, oh man, it's only one more game.
But
yeah, we'll be back at some point soon, hopefully. And then the last one is a game I know you're really excited about, Grayman.
Mm-hmm.
COD Blops 6, whatever it's called. I forget the full name of it. Basically, the beta's out now. If you got Game Pass or if you pre-ordered the Super Ultra Deluxe Hyper Turbo massive, ridiculous expensive edition. And I wasn't sold on playing it because like you, I'm not a massive Call of Duty fan these days. I've played a few and I've enjoyed the stories and stuff, but not a massive sort of COD player. However, I have been having a great time today, and I think I played a couple of rounds last night as well. I'm not going to bother putting that trailer on because it's too short. It's a few maps, few modes. Excuse me. And the gunplay is just as good as it's ever been in Call of Duty, if not better. It feels great to use the guns that I've been using. I haven't used them all yet, but the sort of the snappiness, the responsiveness, the new Omni movement. I don't know if you probably haven't paid much attention to the pre-release gump that they've been talking about, but the Omni movement stuff basically is what it effectively boils down to is you can quickly look in any direction or run in any direction or dive in any direction while still aiming at enemies, so you're able to sort of dive backwards out of the way or dive behind cover or stuff like that. And in theory, I was like, this is nonsense. This is going to play the same as ever as. But in practice, it's actually been quite cool and quite useful. Like, for example, the objective modes, domination A, B, and C. You run towards B, and instead of just running around a corner and firing, you sort of do a bit of a John Woo sort of sideways dive.
Okay, yeah.
You're still going that way, but you can turn and aim and fire that way while your motion is still, and then you
like a
can
strafe dive.
Yeah, you sort of plop down and you can get some fire off while you're still going in an opposite direction. And the same thing if you get suddenly caught off guard, you can dive behind cover or dive backwards or do all sorts of crazy shit. And I'm not going to be making most use of it, I'm sure, because my skills are not anywhere what they used to be, or indeed what a lot of people who play Call of Duty will be. But it's been more effective than I thought it would be. And again, the beta is always probably going to be this way because there's not as many people playing. But I've actually managed to stay, except for the last game I played, a positive kill death ratio, and in the top 3 of my team every match.
Cool.
It's never going to last, but I'm going. Yeah, that's why I thought. I was like, these can't be real players, but I'm pretty sure they're all real players. It's been great fun. Like the time to kill, it feels all right to me. Like I said, the guns and weapons feel good. I don't really understand the score streaks yet because, like, kill streaks in the old games made sense. You get 3 kills, you get a thing. You get 4 kills, you get another thing. Whereas this one, you get points, but I can only ever seem to build up enough points for the first thing. And even though, again, I'm getting decent kill streaks or decent kills in a row and kill death ratios and stuff, I can never seem to build up to the next level, and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong yet.
Yeah.
But we've got a few more days to figure it out. It's on until the 4th of September, and then it comes back on the 6th, I think, until the 9th, something like that, for the open beta where anybody can play. But yeah, I'm enjoying it way more than I thought I would, and because obviously it's going to be on Game Pass whenever it's released in October sometime.
Yeah.
I was already going to probably check out the campaign, but now I'm way more tempted to just jump into some multiplayer, at least for a little while, until everybody gets too good and plays every day and starts wiping the floor with me.
I might be tempted to play it a tiny bit then.
Yeah, you should join me. We could play the beta. We still got time. We could play the beta at some point this week. And yeah, you can come and join me in the positive KD and bask in the glory. Bask in the glory while we still can before it comes out, and all of the plays every day get involved. No. But yeah, I'm enjoying it way more than I thought. Excuse me.
Cool.
Way more than I ever thought I would. So yeah.
Well, if you're talking about betas, Jay, it's been a while since we've done this pod, and I played the EFFC beta before that as well.
Of course you have. Yeah. How did you get on with that? I'm assuming that's done now.
It's done. Yeah, it's done. 28th of August. They stopped doing bits. You can still play some bits somehow, but I'm sort of putting it to bed because there's the new game style in there, the 5v5 thing. I'm all for that. I'm loving that.
Oh yeah. So what do you mean? Is that like FIFA Street style, like 5v5, or
it's a little bit of FIFA Street. It's taken away this like Volta, like the stupid 3v3 thing they did. It was like ultra skills bit, and that's nonsense. It sort of took away that piece because the skill bits were tedious and no one likes to watch those bits. Yeah. And it's just turned it into 5-a-side, but you can't, like, every person is person controlled except the goalies. You couldn't be a goalie because that's just cheating. So it's just like 4-on-4 humans, and then basically the smaller pitch, and then basically you just got to try and obviously score the most kind of goals. But you have to be careful because obviously if you sort of get out of position, it's quite easy for someone to just run up and bang one in. So you kind of got to play the attack and defense really kind of cleverly. But rather than sort of the clubs being like a whole 11v11, could take a while before you see some action. Sort of this is like you're going to get a chance to get way more action because it's a smaller pitch and there's only 4 of you on a side. So it really puts your skills to the test of both your attacking and defending ability. And yeah, it's quite cool. Sort of obviously you have to rely a little bit on your teammates to not be knobheads. And sometimes it happens. You get your skill merchants that just don't pass the ball and they just don't pick the easy option for like a cheesy goal or something like that. And they try and sort of score a worldie or something and just like spurn your chances. But even with your favorite Jeff hacking them down, if you like do them in a completely goal scoring opportunity, you get a blue card, which means you're out of action for like a minute. You can't get involved in the game. You're just sat on the sidelines and then it becomes 4v3. So they've got an advantage. In the same way as you say, when you score, they get like 15 seconds knocked off their sin bin. And so say like you scored 2 goals, to go down to 30 seconds. And so they can come back on quicker. And obviously, you get 2 yellow cards, you get the blue card again, and then you can go back on. You get sin binned again. So it's just like that. And there's 2 different versions of it. There's a version for the pro club, so you can create your own character and sort of play more games to get experience to build them up. Or you can do the ultimate team version where they give you certain requirements. It's like the player's pace cannot be above 80 overall. So you have to pick any sort of player you want, but their pace can't be above 80. And there was one that said centre backs only, so you can only play with defenders in it. So it's like much harder to score, but getting the ball off them becomes a lot easier because they're all defenders. So yeah, it's like that's quite cool. I like the different kind of requirements, kind of nuance to it as well. And so I was just so much into that rather than playing the rest of the kind of like trialing it all out. It's like I am loving this 5-5. I'm all about this because it's kind of almost like your own base. It's sort of you just concentrate on your own performance and sort of unless I got like at least sort of 8 or 9 out of 10, then I wasn't happy with like how I was playing. But I was getting like man of the match each one. I was like, I know how to play this. I know how to do both sides of it really well. So yeah, I was just loving that game mode. It was awesome.
That's quite the turnaround, like, considering, like you said, you were not a fan of Volta and all that sort of stuff. So.
But Volta was just purely skilled. He's just like knobbing around. Whereas you get one of those that keep knobbing around in this one, people get really annoyed at you. And you can't give him unless you join like the audio channels, you can't sort of give him abuse or anything. What they've done is that each D-pad direction is like a key phrase. So you've got like thanks, nice, sorry, and through, or no, it's like something else anyway. And so every time someone does something stupid, you can just run up to and keep pressing nice, or thanks. Just keep running into their characters. Thanks. And eventually they end up going sorry with like above their head if they do something stupid. So it's quick action. So you can kind of get like that. Sort of you play against some real cloggers and they just keep doing something stupid. Like they've really sort of nerfed like lobbing the ball. So if you try and sort of just like kick it over all of them, just like your guy that's in like miles of space, the ball just like loops up in the air, so you can't just keep getting a cheap advantage like that. But like it's like how many times do you have to keep trying it before like it doesn't work? Stop pumping the ball up like that because you keep giving it away. So you just keep going nice. Keep doing it in their face.
Sounds very Rocket League inspired.
It is sort of keep giving it away. It just drives me mad. But yeah, so that's what I kept doing anyway. For people that kept hogging the ball and giving it away, just give them a bit of nice and thanks running over to them. I think I forced because you can eventually they either quit out. You can see above their name they just become CPU AI. So I'd rather play with the computer than you clogging up the pitch.
Fair enough. Well, nice. How about that? Nice. So was that the only mode you played then? You say
I did play the ultimate team bit, but they gave everyone like super team of the week. Best players in the game, so it's like you can't just play like a division game right against people because everyone's got super juiced teams all the time. I was just played like 3 games and they were just so like cheesy 0-0s or 1-0s. And it's like you just couldn't even get anyone through because everyone was so fast paced and like really good at tackling, just couldn't get any rhythm going. So usually there's sort of some flaws in their team that you can try and exploit. You know, you're a bit quicker there or you're a bit stronger there, but it's just everyone's got juiced teams, so you can't really get a fair crack at the game. So I did the seasons mode where you just play as a team with their own players. So I just played as Spurs and just tried to do a few of the games that way. And Yeah, that was a way more better, way more fun. But they've done it so it's really kind of harder to sort of break teams down. Sort of the defenders are a bit more switched on to people sort of breaking through, so you can't just sort of do like well placed through balls. I was like, oh, that's my gameplay killed. You have to do like unpredictable through passes and just like hope your player makes the right run. They've done something weird, so you can't score nowhere near as easy as what you used to. So I don't know if it's that by design, or something to get used to. But yeah, I struggled with that bit, but I'm sure it will take a little bit of getting used to. But yeah, graphically and looks, it's almost carbon copy. I'm sure there are some subtle differences, but not that I noticed. But yeah, those are the only kind of modes I played. But loving the 5v5 thing. I'll definitely.
Yeah, I mean, like obviously we played, a few FIFAs, and we played. Was it FIFA 23? We did the tournament on. Well, it sounds like that 5v5 mode could be a good excuse for Project Game Pass as and when
I think even
time
you
comes.
Enjoy that. I think you.
It sounds more up my street because, like I said, not a serious game of football necessarily. It's a bit more fast paced, and even if you do get sent off, you can come back on and get sent off again pretty much straight away. So that'd be a challenge.
As I said, I love that. I just can't wait for that to come out just for that bit. I'm going to get well involved in that.
Yeah, happy days. We got 20th of September, I think. I just saw it's coming out.
Late
so
September.
we've got a few weeks to be out, and then we can get playing some 5v5 on EAFC 2025. Nice. Well, we could talk about many more video games we've been playing, but we've been going for an hour and 11 minutes now.
Okay.
So we should probably move on from here. Although we could just carry on with this. I mean, Gamescom is Gamescom, isn't it? But whatever we do, let's give some pluggers quickly. So thank you very much for watching / listening. If you are wherever you are, thank you very much. Obviously, we've been away for a few weeks while everybody's been off doing stuff throughout the summer. Hopefully, we're back for more regular schedule. You can find us on youtube.com/Xbox Tavern Official, which is where we are right now, and hopefully where we'll be each and every Sunday at 8 p.m.
ish, solo-ish.
Nice. So yeah, we'll do that. We're obviously on podcast services as well, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Feel free to give us a thumbs up and a rating and all that sort of good stuff. I'm very good at this YouTube banter me. You can find us on get your urban dwarves there listening and rating for us. You can find us on xboxtavern.com, which is where Graham's reviews of Star Wars Outlaws and Hidden It Through Time 2 will be coming soon. I've got a review coming up on Tuesday, which I can't say anything about right now, but please come check it out because I need to talk to some people. Again, other than in all the video games. As well as we've got some other reviews coming up. We've got one gory, cuddly carnage. Gracie in that game?
No, I haven't. I did see that briefly. You mentioned of it, but
yes, Corey's review's coming out tomorrow. It's the game's been out a few days now. I think the reviews for it come out a couple of days ago as well. But it gives me. I've only played about half an hour of it, but it gives me very Lollipop Chainsaw style vibes. But you play as a cat on a hoverboard that turns into like a spinning blade when you fight in these they're fighting these zombie unicorns.
What?
And I thought the girls might like it because it's like, a cute little ginger cat and all sorts of really like bright colors and then I sort of ignored the cuddly carnage part of the title, and then the first time you fight the unicorns, the like I said, the hoverboard turns into a blade. And it just literally just cut all their heads off, cut them in half, blood everywhere. I was like, maybe not. I'm glad I played this on my own before I let them have a go because I don't think they'll be enjoying this whatsoever. I mean, it's all very comic, like over the top, violence, but yeah, I don't
not
think
kid friendly.
Probably not very kid friendly. No. But yeah, I definitely want to play some more of that when I get time as well. But yeah, his review of that will be up soon as well. As again, we've got plenty of other reviews coming up over the course of the next week and a bit. Should you wish to support Xbox Tavern and xboxtavern.com and Xbox Tavern and Xbox Tavern, you can go to YouTube where we are right now, and down there somewhere is a join the membership button. For excuse me, for as little as 99 pence a month, you can join us. Again, we've been very slack on the extra content lately because everybody's been very busy, but hopefully we'll get back into the swing of things soon.
Yep.
You can find the socials been going on the bottom here. Twitter and TikTok and all sorts of wonderful places. You can find us on Discord. Again, there's a link down there that will let you join us to chat about games, chat about whatever you like, and also join in the Guest.game Discord channel, where I've once again become the only person posting my result sheets every day. Ross has given up as well. But I'm gonna keep putting them in there, and one day I'll have some people joining me as well. And you can use the link, which hopefully I can find here, to go to cdkeys.com. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but if you scan that QR code or go via the website link we got on there, it chucks us a couple of pennies back should you make a purchase over at cdkeys.com. You can also go to insertcoinclothing.com, and again, scan the link there, use the code XBXTVRN for £5 off orders over £50. They got lots of awesome stuff on there. As always, representing the Resident Evil this evening. We've got loads. Again, as I always say, my wardrobe is powered by Insert Coin pretty much exclusively at this point. And so go check them out. They've got loads of awesome clothes coming up, based on a plethora of games that you might or might not even have heard of. Goes as far back as Shenmue on the Dreamcast, in fact even further back on the Mega Drive games, and then you've got far more modern stuff like Persona and God of War and Last of Us and lots of awesome stuff. So go check them bad boys out and use the code XBXTVRN for £5 off orders over £50. Right, that's enough plug-in, Graham.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, I'm plugged for days. I've been waiting weeks to get that plug-in out. All right, let's just rapid fire for a little bit of quick news, and then we can do whatever we need to after that, because again, it's just the two of us, and it's wonderful when there's two of us because we can just shoot the shit for as long as we like. No one to stop us.
Exactly.
Right, so Gamescom was recently. I very much would like to go one year, but this year was not the year. Lots of announcements. I'm just going to run through this list I've got on VGC. Anything that stands out to you that you're interested in or that you want to mention anything about, feel free. They revealed a new Savage Planet game. Didn't really like the last one, if I'm honest with you, Jenny. Savage Planet.
But this one, that one, it was all right, but yeah.
I was quite interested in playing it, but then when I did play it, I was like, nah.
Yeah, it didn't grip me as much either. I was trying to get into that as well.
Yeah. But this one, so Revenge of the Savage Planet, same studio, although they're under a new name now. And there wasn't much other than a CD trailer. Again, looks all right, but would a game be any good? Who knows? We'll find out at some point next year, I imagine.
Well, for the second one, there must have been some love for it. I mean, it didn't look terrible. Yeah. It's just not very gripping.
Yeah, I think it did all right for them. But again, it was all to do with like Google and Stadia. Do you remember Stadia? That was a thing at some point.
Oh, their live,
their cloud gaming service that they shut down too quick. And again, that was their studio was a big part of that, which they obviously shit the bed with Stadia itself, unfortunately. Supermassive Games next horror title finally revealed properly. Directive 8020. I think they teased this at the end of Devil in Me, but that was a couple of years ago, and they have said nothing since. Coming out next year. Looks really cool. Looks a bit like Dead Spacey, like a horror game in space, with like cloned aliens of you and the other crew members and stuff. Oh, okay. Again, very, very brief trailer, but I'm all about the Supermassive Games. Yes, please. Perhaps more up your street. Borderlands 4 coming out next year.
Yes and no. I mean, I did like the Borderlands game, but I got myself in a bit of a rut with those. I didn't think I finished 2. I started 3, but I picked a really crap character and it got really hard really fast, and I never went back to it. And I even bought the pre-sequel thingy as well, and I didn't finish that either. Yeah. So I've really sort of been a bit of a non-starter with the last couple of those. But
bit hit and miss.
I do like them. I do like the games. I mean, I didn't complete Tiny Tina's Adventures either. They're just quite lengthy odd games to kind of churn through, and there's a lot of side quests. You have to really sort of commit the time into it, and it's probably better played with someone rather than just on your own slogging through it all. No. But yeah, who knows? I might do 4. We'll see.
We will see indeed. I mean, now you've got the super mega popular hit film on the way. That just come out. Maybe everybody's going to be playing. You have loads of people to play with.
Wow. Yeah. That went well, didn't it?
It went about as well as I think everybody expected it to. Maybe slightly less. Who knows? Have you seen it? I'm assuming you haven't watched it. No. It is out on streaming services now. So
I know. I did see.
I'm assuming it's a premium streaming service, doodad. But no, not for me. Thank you. Unless it comes free and then we can watch it one night and have a laugh at it. COD Block 6 campaign footage. I must admit that I zoned out completely at this point because I was not interested. Although again, now I played the beta, I'm a bit more interested.
Change it too.
Some sort of, I don't know, it was some sort of stealth gameplay, which is obviously normally up my street, but I was kind of I was jet lagged as shit because we literally landed back from Florida that morning, so I was trying to stay awake just to see what was going on, and my eyes were just rolling in the back of my head. Dying Light the Beast, a new standalone game. It was supposed to be DLC initially, apparently, but they've now spun it off into its own standalone expansion / DLC / game. Feature 20 plus hours of content. And feature Kyle Crane, the protagonist from the first Dying Light game. I've not played it. Didn't really get on with the second one. I played quite a bit with you, I think.
Yeah. So having to find his sister.
Yeah. Was it Mia? No.
Something like that. Yeah, I think it was Mia.
Amazon announced anyway, Dying Light Beast, I might check it out, but I'm not massively keen on it. Amazon announced a game called King of Meat, which is a very interesting game, but it's like an online co-op slashing thing. It says here, battling through dungeons. Again, the trailer didn't really do much for me, but did you see this one?
King of Meat? No, I don't recall.
It could possibly be a fun, like, again, co-op game for us to play, but it didn't really sort of capture my attention. It looked like a silly bit of like Gang Beast cross Castle Crashers type thing, just weird and wonderful. But yeah, you can check out the trailer and stuff on the internets. I believe there's internets where you are. Little Nightmares Studio, Tarsier revealed a new game called Reanimal. It basically looks like Little Nightmares, which is good by me. Really enjoyed Little Nightmares 2. It wasn't much to it other than some creepy visuals and people running away from big scary things, but looks interesting. Genshin Impact coming to Xbox at last in November. Have you any interest in playing Genshin Impact? I do not in the slightest, but I feel like you've
heard it, but I've not played anything of it and know very little about it. But I mean, an open world animal style game could be fun. Yeah. I'd have to sort of give it a test a bit. There's loads of those kind of games that I've started and not finished. The
problem with this one is it's more about, as they say, the gacha mechanics are like randomized loot drops and getting the characters and spending money basically. It's been very popular on PC. Very popular on PC and PlayStation and mobile. But first time come to Xbox. New Monster Hunter. I think I probably fell asleep here. New Monster Hunter Wilds gameplay showed. Sorry, did you watch this? I missed that completely. But Monster Hunter's not for me either.
No, I have to try and skip all the Monster Hunter because it looks super interesting. I want to get into any of it, and I don't think I've played any of them. Yeah. I want to, but they seem like a big thing to kind of get into.
Yeah, they're more massive time sinks of like online MMO. Again, you need a group of people to play with. I played a couple. I think I played one on the DS, and I played a little bit of. I think it was World, like when there was a demo or a beta or something.
One of them came to Game Pass as well, didn't it? Rise.
Yeah, World was in Game Pass, and then Rise has come to Game Pass more recently. But yeah, like you said, it's one of them games that you just play Monster Hunter and nothing else, pretty much. Yeah, and that's not for me. Civ 7, did that do anything for you? Again, completely not for me. All right, we'll skip over that. New gameplay. It's coming out in February, and if you're into that sort of thing, it looks very good, I imagine. But yeah, not for us. Maybe more up your street. Marvel Rivals launching in December, free to play. It's like a first-person team, like hero-based shooter.
It's a 6v6 team-based shooter from a third player. It's free to play. I don't know. Might give it a go, but
it could be something. It's considered it's free. Could be something to give it a go and have a play with. I think it's got quite a lot of positive love in the betas and stuff they've had. But I mean, I don't do Marvel. And I don't do really like hero shooters as such. So yeah, but again, we can give it a go. Maybe Project Game Pass. It might be. It's not on Game Pass. We can bend the rules again. Monument Valley 3 is coming out via Netflix this year. Sorry, in December as well. Quite liked what I played of the original Monument Valley, like a little isometric puzzle game. But I think that was when I had some sort of Android tablet or something, and then I haven't touched it since. You ever played Monument Valley?
No,
it's something that really should be up my street, but yeah, because of the mobile aspect of it, I just never bothered really getting into it. What is going to be up your street, Graham? Starfield Shattered Space. Story expansion coming the end of September. I was definitely asleep by this point, so I haven't actually had a chance to watch the trailer itself. But I've read a lot about it. Apparently, it's more like a horror vibe. Like you're following the house of. Let me get this right. Is it Varun?
Yeah, Tavern. Yeah,
I think it's following them, and they're something to do with them, and it's all like creepy and atmospheric. And I mean, the little bit I have seen looks pretty interesting. And again, coming out on September 30th. Are you going to be playing this?
Yeah, I think I will, because everyone kind of wanted that reason to sort of dive back into it, because like recompleting over and over again to get all the powers is a bit of a meh. But if there's an expansion to sort of play through as well, then you can make use of all the other features that came along with it, with the vehicles that they put in there to get around planets a bit better, the maps functionality as well. So it gives you a real good reason to sort of go back and play more content rather than sort of same recycled kind of bits.
Yeah. And I think Bethesda, especially with Elder Scrolls out there, DLC has always been really, really good. So I'm hoping they pull it out of the bag for Starfield, because even though I was a bit lower on it than like you and Ross and that, I still would like to at least check out the DLC and see if it sort of wins me over enough to make me maybe go back and check out some more of the main game. So September 30th for that. So we've got the end of the month. We've got time to play that. Dune Awakening. No, sorry, just no, not for me at all.
Depends if how that's
open world survival gameplay. No, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
But again, if you're into that sort of thing, excellent. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 got a gameplay teaser. I haven't watched it because I fell asleep. But the game is now coming out next year. It was supposed to be this year, but they've delayed it till February 11th as well, which I'm pretty sure was that not the date I just read for Civilization? Yeah, Civilization and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 coming out the same day next year. Amazon revealed series like TV series or program series or based on Mega Man, Spelunky, Unreal Tournament, Armored Core, Concord, Crossfire, Dungeon Dragons, Exodus, not sure what that is, Honor of Kings, New World Eternum, which I think is the Amazon like online MMO, Pac-Man, various PlayStation Studio games, Sifu, The Outer Worlds, Unreal, like I said, and Warhammer 40k. And they're basically going to be a series of anthology episodes. So one episode will be Armored Core, one episode will be Concord, etc., etc. How do you feel about this? I'm not sure if obviously we've had a lot of success with more recent video game adaptations, either live action or animated.
Yeah.
Can Amazon pull out 15 different games over 15 episodes?
Yeah, you'll never know. It's going to be something to try and see if they can pull this out.
It'll be interesting. I mean, a lot of the games there, like I just said, I'm not massively interested in. The PlayStation ones maybe depends on what they pick. And what was maybe Warhammer might be quite cool. And Unreal. Unreal seems like a really out there pick, considering it hasn't been an Unreal game for fucking a decade or more. But I suppose also Spelunky seems a bit of an odd choice for a TV series or for an episode.
Outer Worlds should be quite good as well.
Outer Worlds, that was the RPG, wasn't it?
That was all right.
Obsidian RPG, yeah. We got Batman Arkham Shadow with VR game for its first gameplay. Apparently, there's been a lot of positive previews of that, but I've not really paid too much attention because I don't have a MetaQuest 3, so I won't be playing it anyway. But seems to be getting a lot of love. And then towards the end, we got Peter Molyneux. He's back.
Yeah,
he can't stay away. He's got a new God game, which is obviously how he became famous, like Black and White and Goddess and stuff like that. A game called Masters of Albion, set in a coincidentally RPG fantasy light with a lot of comedy, much like another series that you might remember called Fable, which I think he had something to do with. He as is Molyneux, he's going to Molyneux himself into fucking non-existence at some point, but he said that he can set it in Albion because it's not a real place, so anybody can set anything in a place called Albion. It just happens to look like Fable and have very heavy Fable elements, and also he created Fable and this place is called Albion as well. But
technically, yeah, that's what the UK or England used to be anyway. Albion was the name of this.
That was the other part of the excuse, because it used to be the name for the UK, and now so you can use whatever you like. It just happens like the the comparisons between the two games just
clearly done
quite purpose. Strong, other than the name. Obviously, he's not done very well for himself in recent years. Over promising and under delivering.
Bit of a running meme recently, hasn't he?
Yeah. So we'll see how he does with this one. But are you into open world God type games? I don't think you are. Are you really?
Oh, I don't know what you count as one. What counts as?
Well, I suppose like stuff like Civilization as well.
That's what it is, right?
And like I said, like Black and White that he did, and
never really tried them, to be honest. So not immediately gripping, but you never know. It'd be something to sort of at least dabble into and have a see what it's all about.
Yeah,
but I think some comedy elements. I mean, those games can be quite stiff otherwise. If he's trying to bring some humor to it, it might sort of work.
Yeah, and he's working with some people from Media Molecule as well, who left there recently, and they've got a decent track record in doing some decent British humour as well. So we'll see what comes of it. Path of Exile 2, again, not really my cup of tea, but there's a early access release date on November 15th. I imagine on PC. PC, Xbox, and PS5 early access, which is a bit different. And then finally, almost, or two more. We'll do the last one first, and we'll come back to So 2K announced a new Mafia game called The Old Country for release next year. You ever played the Mafia games?
I have played a little bit. I think I did because something came out on Game Pass not long ago.
Yeah, they recently released. I think it's the first one that they remastered.
I seem to remember playing something of that one, so I think I did complete that one, the original one.
Okay. Yeah, so I would like to play that when I saw that again. The time is the problem now at this point.
Yeah, I know.
I don't have time to play everything, but I would like to at least try and check it out while it's on Game Pass. But yeah, new one coming out next year. I don't really know much more about it other than that, but excuse me, it's Mafia's a popular series that's coming back, and then we'll skip back to the one that was just before that. Indiana Jones is coming on December 9th for Xbox and PC on Game Pass, as well as Steam and possibly Epic. I'm not entirely sure. They showed off a new gameplay trailer, which looked pretty cool. I think Troy Baker was narrating it, telling about what they're doing. Looks all good. Everybody's like, yeah, Indiana Jones, yeah, Xbox. And then just at the end, they were like, oh, and by the way, PlayStation 5 next year. And like, why? I mean, not that why put it on there. Why would you do that to yourself? Like they're like the Sideshow Bob meme of just walking around smacking the rakes in their face. Like, here's a great game. Buy an Xbox. Subscribe to Game Pass. Or you can wait 3 months and just buy it on your PlayStation. Doesn't matter to us. Again, personally, I don't really care. Give a shit either way. It is what it is. But
money's money, right?
Money is money, and it's not our money. But it does seem strange to be like, check out this massive Xbox title that we've got coming out exclusive to Game Pass in December, or wait until I think they said like spring 2025. Again, a lot of people who are a bit more console fanboyish than us and console warriors, but it's the end of Xbox. They shouldn't be doing this. And I was like, what difference does it make to you? You're still going to get on Game Pass. You're still going to be able to play it.
Because obviously they're still getting the money for the PS that want to play it. Sort of the hardcore people that will wait for it. Mm-hmm. But the others, sort of the game of having it in the spotlight, they really only get that 3 months, and then the next thing comes along. And as you saw, there were sort of games coming in sort of January, February. There's sort of games coming out. It could be that sort of most of the Xbox players have completed it and moved on by then, and it's only then that the PS people are joining in on that bit. So the ones that want to join the hype train know what they have to do if they want to play it at the same time. They're going to have to jump ship or find a way of playing it. Yeah. So, it just seems like a tactic, a 3 month kind of window. It's not even that, is it? It's like a spring, could be anywhere from after December.
Yeah, anywhere from even from March really. So it could be 3 months, it could be 6 months, but at the very most, it won't be any more than about 6 months. I said it makes no difference to me. They did say obviously they did the 4 games. Was it earlier this year? Must have been. Yeah, it was. And they said things will come as and when they make sense. Indiana Jones, obviously a Disney thing. I imagine they're going to want to spread it as far and wide as they possibly can. Same with Doom next year's, or they've already announced that it's coming to PS5 as well, like day and date. and like there's going to be more in there. Like we don't need to get into it right now because we've been over it many times, but as you said, you can either get it on Game Pass on your Xbox or you can go to the other console. Doesn't really matter at this point. I understand somewhat the worry that maybe Xbox will disappear if they just put everything on another platform. What's the point in buying a console? But at the same time, right now, it doesn't matter because you're getting on Game Pass. If they take Game Pass away, then you have a bit more of an argument.
More of a problem.
While you've got an Xbox, you've got Game Pass, you get a day and date, unless you obviously, of course, Game Pass Core or Standard or whatever it's called now, that you don't get day and date releases. But yeah, I'm looking forward to playing it either way. December 9th. And even my missus, we watched the trailer together because she's a big Indiana Jones fan. And she was like, "Oh, when's this out?" And I was like, "In December." She goes, "Oh, are you gonna get it?" I was like, "It's on Game Pass." She's like, "What?" So yeah, it's on Game Pass. We can just play it. She goes, "Oh, can I play it with you?" Absolutely. That'd be the first game we played together, probably in fucking.
I was about to say,
I don't know how many years
for that to sort of have a go on it.
She's not a big gamer, but she does like the occasion
every now and then. Wow.
One that will catch her attention, and because it's Indiana Jones based, she's very interested. And she quite enjoyed Troy Baker's like impersonation of Harrison Ford as well.
Yeah,
she was impressed with his impressed with his mumbling ability. So looking forward to playing that one even more now. So that was the gist of Gamescom. There was loads of other stuff that we haven't got time to get into, like Xbox streams and interviews with Phil Spencer and other people and stuff. And like I said, one year we'll go, because it would be awesome to go to Germany for a week and just play video games and hang out and drink beer and eat like bratwurst and all sorts of wonderful stuff. But yeah, not this year. So yeah. Anything else on Gamescom? Would you like to go to Gamescom one year?
Yeah, I can't see why not. Be nice to try and do.
Yeah, little escape to the land of the Germany. Obviously, the rest of them was there this weekend as well. I thought Ian had gone over there to do like a run-in or something while he was working, but no, he not quite ready for that one yet.
No.
But yeah, there was some more information on Avowed as well. Obviously, that's coming next year now as well. It's been delayed. But yeah, not nothing too much. Oh, hang on, wait. Why have we got double Ians? Double Ians all the way across the sky. Hello, Ian. Welcome back. Oh, he's gone. Bye. There we go. Hi, Ian. Welcome back.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm back. I saw you still streaming, so I thought I'll jump back in.
I told you we'd still be going.
I did what I needed to do.
How was your NFL draft?
NFL draft was fantastic. I let AI help me pick my team because I've been out of the loop this year, pretty much. So.
Fair enough.
There we go.
Nice. I would ask you more questions, but I know even less about NFL than I do about football. So
I think I've picked a solid team. The first like four or five picks, I managed to get quite a solid team. I'm a bit wary about my quarterback, Josh Allen. He's a bit ropey every now and again. I wish I had Mahomes, but he went just before I was about to pick him. But we'll see how it goes.
Fair enough. All right. Well, I'll ask you the same question then. Are you excited about it? Would you be interested to go to Gamescom at some point?
Yes. You know, my manager actually went to Gamescom. I was talking to him about it this weekend. Him and his son.
And why didn't he take you? Could have been a
business. I know, that's what I said. He said, "Oh, I'm looking to maybe next year come along with me." So maybe I might be able to go next year. Because he went along with his son. He went through, I think, it was like a really random developer, like a really small developer he went with. So yeah, he said he went along with his son. He said he really enjoyed it. He said he did enjoy the 4 or 5 hour queues for some of the games though.
I can imagine there's a lot of people there, isn't it?
Yeah, they were saying some people were queuing ridiculously hours. Like he had one of the friends' son. Said he went and his friend's son went and queued for like I can't remember what game it was, but like it was like 3 hours it was queuing for just to play like 20 minutes.
That sounds very Halo 2-ish, Graham.
And I get flashbacks already.
Take it,
Max.
Call of Duty. Yeah. So yeah, he said he was really enjoying it. So I would love to go. I think it'd be really be an experience. But I probably only want to go if I could get tickets to actually watch the main stage show kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to just go and just be on the shop floor because like ejects and stuff. Even though it's not as great this year, but. I think if I want to go, I would do it all of it. I want to go to like the actual show, the actual event, and see what it's like. He went just for like the show floor and everything. Yeah. And so there was a great experience, great atmosphere. But just there was lots of queuing for games. Even some of those smaller indie games, we were still queuing like say 20-30 minutes for them.
Yeah, that's the problem. They've only, obviously, it's massive as it is. They've only got so much space, and the amount of people that go. You've got no massive chance of getting on stuff quickly. But 1 year.
He said food and drink really quick. So if you wanted the beer and stuff, you're happy to get that really quick. So it seems people that are going there were just queuing for the games and not for the food and drink. He said that was
outrageous. Outrageous. Not eating and drinking a German. Goodness, that's disgusting.
I know. German sausages, German schnitzels.
So welcome back in. We've just finished talking about Gamescom itself. We got into some other bits and pieces while you were gone. You missed out on the COD Blops talk. We should need to play COD Blops. Great. Even Graham said he wants to play some COD Blops.
I did tell from the clips you were sending. It actually looked quite fun.
It is good. I would definitely like to play some more WOD, but beta still going on. And yes, get it installed. It runs to the 4th, and then it's back on the 6th until the 9th, I think.
I have the 3rd off, so maybe I will.
Yeah. Oh, why have you got the 3rd off, Ian? That's very peculiar.
Mm-hmm. I'm the bright young age. 39.
Yes, well, maybe we can play some at some point this week. Get it installed, Grayman. That'd be good. Get a few games in our.
Talking about my birthday, actually, I'm going to this really cool thing called Escape Prison. I want to say, don't quote me on the name of that. It's in Maidstone. We did it in Belgium. It's basically like a glorified escape room where you do escape room, but it's kind of matched with Fort Boyard and Crystal Maze.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of cool. So like some rooms, there's like things like 32 different rooms, all from different like 2, 3, or 4 people. Skill games, and you can go in. You just basically like Crystal Maze when you got a certain time limit, and then something like Fort Boyard where you got like kind of high level things. A bit like mashups in Crystal Maze and Fort Boyard. Yeah.
Cool.
Me and Graham were literally discussing doing an escape room at some point soon.
Well, I say if I go to the one I go to the Maze, because I went to one in Belgium. That's why we're going to the one in Maidstone, because they're similar, same company. And they've also got like a mini golf there as well, and they've got like a what's called a playroom, but it's not a playroom. It's like a what's the one way shuffleboard?
Okay.
So they've got like shuffleboard, and they've got like the one where you get like a beanbag and you throw into like the hole.
Yeah, cornhole.
Corner, yeah. So got like those kind of variety of games in this kind of room as well. So you can do that. You've got the mini golf as well, and you've got the kind of the main escape kind of room, which is like escape rooms, mini escape rooms, but also like Crystal Maze kind of themed as well. So and obviously I think the way you get points is the quicker you do it, the more points you get. Kind of thing. And you can't like just go in, quickly do it, and then come back out and do it again, because like say if it's like a mental game based one, it's still random, so you may have a little advantage because you can go back in the room and do it again. But you also will have a super advantage because it's all changed again. You might get a repeat question, you might get lucky and you do that quickly, but most of the time it's a complete new question you've got to do.
Nice. Well, you'll have to let us know how it is. As long as there's no chess-based games, we should be all right, because I do not do chess-based.
I'm good at chess, so that's fine. And carrots.
Jay can't.
I cannot do. When we played Escape Academy, that's always the one to stiff me up every time. I hate chess-based ones. Even if it's not playing chess properly, just as soon as I see the chessboard, my mind goes blank. And so I can't do it. Just fucking bed. I'll die in this room. I'm not getting out. I'll just leave it.
I'm looking forward to that on Tuesday.
Cool. Nice. Well, good fun. Let us know how it is.
I'll regale it next week.
Yes, I look forward to it. So we've got we're kind of in the throes of wrapping up now. So let's
want to jump in quickly, say bye.
Let me just give you a quick rundown of some of the reviews we got, and then we can look at some Game Pass stuff, and then we can go home. So like I said, we've got loads of reviews coming up. Feel free to check back at xboxtavern.com. Right now we've got a Graven review up from AJ. I reviewed a couple of controllers recently. You can go check them bad boys out. One of them really, really good. The Razer Wolverine V3 Pro. Very, very impressive controller. We've also got some reviews of Tiebreak, the official game of the ATP and WTA review from Special Guest Pete. Lovely little tennis game. Monster Jam Showdown. Star Wars Bounty Hunter, Phantom Spark, Dustborn, Kena Bridge of Spirits, Catty, Sam and Max, The Devil's Playground, and Parkitect. Lots and lots of game reviews have gone up while I've been away, and in the weeks since I've been back. So go check all them out. That would be lovely.
Cool.
How's the haptic feed on Wolverine?
It's tremendous. You can turn it up and down with a shortcut on a controller and all the way to the maximum, please. And it
basically
shakes.
Put on the table and just go.
Yeah, it just shakes it. When I was playing a game that I'm sure will remain nameless for now recently. And during the intro, for some reason, it sets the haptics off like mad. So I left it on my desk. It sounds like the fucking house is falling down. Like, what the hell is going on? I haven't even started playing yet. Yeah, we'll get to that.
Says that, but it's down his pants, really.
You've rumbled me. Hey. All right, so let's get out of here, shall we? Let's wrap this bad boy up. We've got games coming to Game Pass in September, which is where we are now. Who wants to take the honors? Has anyone got the list up here?
Well, I briefly tried to find some bits in there of what I could find, but I couldn't find dates on it though.
That's fine, Graham. Just tell me.
So the game that's already there is Core Keeper. That's come in. We've been recently playing that. I love that game. We played that at the EGX last even. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I think it was not last year, the year before. So that's where I got the hat or whatever it was. The stick or whatever it was for playing that piece. So good fun. And the other games that we've got coming in are Sopa, Star Trucker, and Age of Mythology Retold. So that's what I managed to find. Frostpunk 2 and Aura History Untold.
And also got Atlas Fallen, which came today, I want to say. So we're talking about Atlas Fallen. And then I think
that came a few days ago, but yeah.
Yeah, a few days ago. Riders Republic's coming on the 11th. I know that because we were talking about Riders Republic because that's quite inflated score. And I think Star Trucker as well. I'm not sure you said that.
Yeah.
They're the ones I know.
Yeah. Nice. So, I'm quite interested in Frostpunk 2. I quite like the first one. Not normally my cup of tea, but I didn't realize it's coming out so soon. I thought it was way further off than that. So I'll have to be checking that bad boy out. Good. Yeah, that's like the Ubisoft open world sports game, isn't it?
Widen, yeah. And Mafia came out recently as well, definitive edition. And the old school Doom.
Yeah, we were just talking about that one. Yeah.
Yes, and old school Doom 1 and Doom 2 came out recently.
Oh, it did. You're right.
And so did Crash Bandicoot because my son was playing it earlier and getting angry at it straight away.
Nice. And then I'm just trying to find. You got a list of stuff leaving, Ian?
Leaving is too early in the day because it's the first, so we don't.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything.
We had recently just left. Was Atomic Heart, Guilty Gear Strive, and NBA 2K24.
Yeah. So we'll get more information, I imagine, at some point in the next couple of days for stuff leaving. Probably loads more stuff coming in. There's obviously rumors of there's a Nintendo Direct and the PlayStation possible showcase where they're going to unveil a new hardware. So I'm sure they'll be saving some big announcements for around that time to try and take some of the steam away. Have we spoken about what, sorry?
The hardware that's coming.
That was we kind of skipped over like the fine detail of Gamescom, but they finally got the release dates for the new shiny consoles, the Galaxy Edition or whatever it's called. And when would it go? Is it December? Was it?
It was. I can't remember now. My mind's gone blank.
Are you going to get one of them?
God no.
Yeah,
I say God no straight away, but I don't know what I'm like. I'm always not what I'm like. I'm stupid.
Yeah. I've no need for yet more consoles in my household at this point. So, but for now, I should pass unless we get an actual proper next gen one. In which case, I'll.
If the Series S one was a lot cheaper than what it was, the bigger size, I think it's still more expensive. And I don't really need.
No need for us right now. But if you're not in if you're in the market for a new one or you're not yet purchased one, they're probably going to be the way to go rather than a bog standard old model. Cool. Well, gentlemen, without further ado, I think we've made it. We've done it. Thank you, Ian, for all your input in this episode. I really enjoyed your chat about games.
Come back. Just thought, I'll wait for presents again. I finished my draft early and I come back.
Well, it's like we said before we started, it's been way too long. It's nice to be back with you two and Scott Scruffross at some point when he's available on this Sunday evening, 8 p.m. And hopefully we'll
looking forward to your pension on Friday.
A bit more often. If only I would get my pension now. I've got fucking I've got
20 events. I've got 28 years.
at least, if not longer than that.
That's the more depressing side of it. Like, oh, 39, yeah, still got fucking 30 years till I retire.
Yeah, long time. But it's all right. We'll get there one day. But for now, I've been Jamie. Follow me at ENXAN in various places, including on Xbox Live. Feel free to follow me, and you can watch all of my wonderful gameplay clips I upload. You can find Graham
at Graham Reaper
and Ian.
I love cake.
Indeed, we all love cake.
No, it wasn't. It's
especially birthday cake. Especially birthday cake. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure. We shall see you all next Sunday at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
And for now, remember, be nice to each other and all that other good stuff. Let him and me in, all of us.
And
bye.
Don't forget, you can look, but you can't touch.